Welcome to the J Files. I'm your host, Jaden Cornelius. For thousands and thousands of years, stories of the supernatural, of the spirit realm, of shape-shifting, of extraterrestrials, of ghosts, of haunted places, and of communication with the dead, us humans have found completely fascinating. Most people, whether believers or skeptics, find the experiences of the things that go bump in the night completely and utterly captivating. But the age-old question lies whether the alleged paranormal event that witnesses have claimed to experience are real. Now, I don't doubt that many people believe what they have experienced is a paranormal event. Really is what you believe to be real, right? I hope you enjoy this show. Please subscribe, please share, and please comment. And if you have had a paranormal experience and you wish to be on the show, please get in touch. Enjoy the show.
Hello everybody, my name's Lee Benson and I'm speaking to you from the wilds of Halesowen in the West Midlands in England. And I have experienced ghosts and all strange things for ages. Well, since I'm a kid actually, but this is one which is really true. I haven't made it up, and if I had I couldn't make it up, but it really happened. What happened was, back in time, a friend of mine bought a house, and her husband at the time was quite a violent sort of chap, and I didn't know any of this, and he shot her in the house and then walked out into the garden and shot himself. So I didn't know any of this. So I go to this house as a friend, and we're having tea and wine, and I walk into the lounge and all the hairs on my arms all standing up, and I have this most horrendous negative feeling. And I say to the lady, "What's going on behind that cupboard?" Now, you couldn't see the cupboard. The cupboard was hidden. There was a chest of drawers and everything. I said, "There's an awful presence behind that cupboard." So we moved. There was a TV. We moved the TV on its stand, old-fashioned wooden stand, moved the cupboard, and sure enough, there was a door. When you open the door, it stepped down, and I'm going to go, "There's somebody in here. I can sense it." And I felt this presence straight through me and straight out into the lounge and straight out into the windows. And I went, "What did this man do?" And she's looking at me, and she looks like white as a ghost. She goes, "How do you know?" I said, "How do I know what?" "How do you know he used to keep his guns in this cupboard?" And I went, "Well, I didn't know that he used to keep the guns in the cupboard. But I can tell you, this area out here, 6 feet from the stairs, is where something really dramatic happened. I can hear a noise." I said, "And then he's out there in the garden. Can you see him? He's still staring in, but he can't come in." The moment I said that, her son walks in and he goes, "That's my dad." "Oh, okay, yeah. He tried to kill me." And I went, "What, on the stairs?" And she's looking at me again going, "What do you mean? You've been here before?" I said, "I've not been here before." So the son then takes me to these fabulous staircase. We walk halfway up. I said, "It was here, wasn't it?" He said, "Yeah, he hit me and tried to throw me down the stairs here." I said, "I'm on the balcony just there when you go across the landing." He said, yeah, he nearly threw me over there." I went, "Wow, there's an awful lot of pain in this house." And I said, "The house feels cold in these areas, really cold." I said, "Well, I can actually do something about it, to use a sort of a vernacular. I could ghost bust for you if you like. I can cleanse it." And so I made an appointment to come back a couple of days later, because I thought this is not worth waiting weeks and weeks. So I went back and I cleansed the whole areas, and this son would never go into this room. He hadn't been into the room since this incident happened. And I cleansed it all, and he walks in and goes, "It feels much warmer." And I looked out, I said, "And your dad's gone?" And he went, "He has." I said, "Yeah." I said, "It should be a lot safer now." The problem was with that is there was so much negativity within me gathered from them. I had to step outside. I could hardly breathe grab hold of a tree. I just held on to it for 5 minutes, just feeling the energies and the spirit going back through me, through the ground, way down into the base and gone. And I came back into the house and sat down for about 10 minutes without moving, without talking. And she just came up to me. She said, I don't know how you did that. I don't know what you did, but all of a sudden our house feels like a home again. And that is my true story.